Hello everyone, welcome to the DLS Hosted PBX 5.7 training presentation. I'm Sam, and I'm excited to take you through the latest and greatest features in this update. In today's session, we'll explore how these enhancements can empower you and your team to communicate and collaborate more effectively. So, let's dive in and discover the exciting changes that await in this latest release. Are you ready? Let's get started. As we begin, please remember that you can find all the details about the changes in DLS Hosted PBX version 5.7 in our changelog. It's right there in the support menu of the Hosted PBX user interface. Here's what's new in the 5.7. We've improved our admin API to help you manage SMS and MMS opt-in opt-out lists, ensuring compliance with regulations like TCPA and CAN spam. An entirely new user API now allows you to perform various PBX functions such as making calls, sending messages, retrieving records, managing contacts, and much more. You can now set up to 5 different ring modes in your routing tree, making it easier to distinguish calls from different sources or queues. DLS Meeting Room now offers better scheduling options for recurring meetings and audio-only rooms, along with other handy features. Unfortunately, we had to pull the plug on the Google Cloud Print services because Google discontinued it. Way to go, Google. Desktop Communicator has been completely revamped, featuring additional functionality, multimedia messaging support, and a flexible development framework for future feature additions. It remains license-free. Provisioning support is now available for most Yealink T5 and T4 series handsets, as well as the Yealink XP50 expansion module. Polycom VVX and Yealink T-series handsets now support multicast paging. We've taken the first few cautious steps to enhance the PBX user interface's usability. Service level and log reports have been improved, and a new SMS detail report has been added. SMS provisioning is now simpler with an easy-to-use, step-by-step wizard that handles SMS campaign registration and TCPA compliance. Restoring a snapshot now triggers a backup of your current configuration, allowing for easy rollbacks in case of issues. We've transitioned to a more user-friendly documentation format for the user API, and we will do the same with the admin API down the line. Numerous behind-the-scenes changes have been made to enhance system stability, resource management, and performance. A good number of reported bugs have been fixed, but as it goes, we may have introduced a few new ones. Let's go over these features one by one in greater detail. At DLS Internet Services, we aim to simplify your experience. That's why we offer an admin API, application programming interface, that lets you work behind the scenes to make the most of your DLS hosted PBX experience. With this tool, developers have the power to customize solutions and enjoy seamless integration. In this update, we're introducing a feature to help you manage SMS opt-in and opt-out lists, ensuring compliance. But what are these lists? An SMS opt-in list lists people willingly agreeing to receive your SMS messages. Joining is straightforward, often involving a specific keyword or a simple sign-up. In many regions, like the US, thanks to the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, TCPA, and the EU under the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, obtaining this consent is a legal requirement for sending commercial SMS. An opposite SMS opt-out list lists people who've requested not to receive more SMS messages from you. They can do this by sending a specific keyword or replying with "stop." Ignoring opt-out requests can lead to legal issues in many areas. The great news is that you can handle these lists through the hosted PBX user interface and via the admin API, offering you more flexibility. In DLS Hosted PBX 5.7, we're introducing a user API to offer you added convenience. It's designed to help you manage resources typically accessible through the hosted PBX web interface. These resources include making calls, sending SMS and MMS, handling faxes, retrieving call records and recordings, and managing contacts. On the left sidebar, you'll discover a list of the specific actions you can perform, and the resources you can work with using this API. If you can't find what you're looking for, there's a helpful search bar in the upper left corner of the page. However, if you can't locate something, it might be because this API hasn't yet been expanded to support access to that particular resource. But rest assured, we're continually enhancing the capabilities of this API. One exciting addition in this version is the ability to inject 5 different ring modes into your call routing tree. Now, why is this handy? Let's dive into some possible use cases and an example. One such case would be prioritizing customer support. You can set different ring modes for various call queues. For instance, high-priority support customers get one ring type, while regular inquiries get another. You can also improve department-specific handling with a distinct ring mode if you have multiple departments or teams under one roof or employees handling multiple roles. So, when a call comes in, it's clear which department it's for. This feature allows you to customize the ring modes for different queues or incoming sources, making your call management more efficient and organized. To set a custom ring mode using the DLS Hosted PBX user interface, let's follow these simple steps. First, go to the Call Routing menu under System and access your routing branch. Select the routing rule for which you want a new ring mode. Add a ring mode step to your route rule. Set your ring to one of the 5 available options. Don't forget to save the step. After saving the step, remember to reposition it higher in the routing order. This ensures the ring mode is applied before the call reaches its final destination. That's all there is to it. Let's revisit what DLS Meeting Room is about before diving into the exciting updates within DLS Hosted PBX 5.7. DLS Meeting Room is a versatile collaboration software designed for various online interactions, whether it's meetings, presentations, webinars, classrooms, or one-on-one remote discussions. It comes packed with features like screen sharing, a whiteboard for interactive visuals, collaborative meeting notes, and the added bonus of individual notes for each meeting participant. And here's the kicker. It seamlessly integrates with DLS Hosted PBX, offering a potent and cost-effective alternative to big players like Zoom or Microsoft Teams. What's new in DLS Meeting Room for DLS Hosted PBX 5.7? This release brings some enhancements. Now you can have audio-only meetings. It will come in handy when video interaction is not desired or video hardware is unavailable. We took the pain out of scheduling. Scheduling your recurring meetings is now a breeze with the improved scheduler. Both video and audio recording options have been added, so you can capture and review your meetings at your convenience. We've introduced an interactive AI assistant, connecting you with ChatGPT right within your meetings, offering valuable insights and assistance. The meeting whiteboard is now fully accessible on mobile devices, making it easier for participants to draw or annotate using their fingers or a stylus, enhancing the interactive experience. These changes enhance the power and flexibility of the DLS Meeting Room, making it an even more valuable tool for your online interactions. Let's take a closer look at the Desktop Communicator and the exciting updates it brings to DLS Hosted PBX 5.7. Desktop Communicator is a license-free PBX softphone, and in this version of Hosted PBX, we've made significant improvements. We've completely rewritten it, embracing a new framework that accelerates the development of new features. Here is what's new. The redesigned Desktop Communicator retains all the features of the original version. access to contact lists, presence, feature codes, call logs, call recordings, voicemail, and SMS. We have added a fresh user interface. You'll notice a brand new user interface that enhances the overall user experience. Multi-system connectivity. The new version can connect to different hosted PBX systems, offering more flexibility. Visual voicemail. Say hello to visual voicemail, making it easier to manage your messages. Voice conferencing. Enjoy voice conferencing with support for up to 7 voice calls, improving collaboration. MMS support. We've added support for the multimedia messaging service, expanding your communication options. Multilingual interface. The new version offers a multilingual interface, supporting English, Spanish, German, and Russian languages. Important note: while the original Desktop Communicator is still supported, it won't receive new features from now on. Users can choose between the old and new versions. After upgrading to DLS Hosted PBX 5.7, users logging into the Desktop Communicator can switch to the new version or continue using the old one. When launching the original Desktop Communicator, users will receive a link to download the new version. They can either ignore the link and keep using the current version or follow it to download and install the new one. If, at any point, they wish to revert to the old version, they should contact their PBX administrator. Administrators can edit user preferences and set their version of the Desktop Communicator back to the legacy version. In this release, we've made significant strides in handset provisioning to enhance compatibility and functionality. Added provisioning support for a range of new Yealink handsets. You can now provision Yealink XP50 expansion module, compatible with Yealink T53W, T54W, T57W, T58A, and T58W handsets. Extended support for PolyVVX 450 to utilize the EM50 expansion module. Implemented the option to stagger handset firmware updates if necessary, ensuring a smoother and more efficient update process. In DLS Hosted PBX 5.7, we've introduced a valuable feature: the ability to provision Yealink and Polycom handsets for multicast paging. But what exactly is multicast paging, and how does it differ from regular paging? Multicast paging is a communication method that allows a single audio source to broadcast messages simultaneously to multiple handsets within a specific network. It's like sending a broadcast message to a group of phones, making it ideal for announcements or alerts. In regular paging, messages are typically delivered one by one from a central source to multiple handsets. Each recipient receives the message sequentially, creating a sequential audio effect where each message plays in succession. In contrast, multicast paging allows multiple participants to receive messages simultaneously, eliminating the sequential audio effect. It's not designed for two-way conversations, but is efficient for broadcasting announcements or alerts. Multicast paging provides a quick and scalable method for delivering a single broadcast message, like a radio, across a network. An important consideration is that multicast paging does not pass through the PBX, so it cannot be recorded. This means it may not be suitable for situations where recording is necessary for compliance or documentation. Before we dive into configuring multicast paging, let's understand some of the basics. Multicast paging is for local extensions on the same network. All handsets must be configured to use the same codec. For an organization-wide configuration, you'll need an IP address, port, and a channel between 1 and 25. Polycom phones create and join specific paging groups under reserved channels. Page All paging group is under reserved channel 1. Priority paging group is under reserved channel 24. Emergency paging group is under reserved channel 25. Polycom phones can unsubscribe from the Page All paging group, but membership in priority and emergency groups is permanent. Priority paging barges into an active call over the intercom at the intercom's adjusted volume level. Emergency paging also barges into an active call over the intercom, but it does that at the maximum volume. Let's go through the step-by-step configuration of multicast paging on DLS Hosted PBX 5.7. Step 1. Access multicast paging configuration start by navigating to the Apps menu and select Contacts and Keys for the configuration. In the Multicast Paging section, choose a user extension that you're configuring paging for. Step 2. Configure multicast paging. Enter the name of the paging group. Provide the IP address, port, and channel. Assign a BLF, busy lamp field, key to the page function. If you want this extension to accept multicast pages, mark the Listen checkbox. Step 3. Save settings. Save your settings and repeat this process for every extension with a supported phone model. You've successfully configured multicast paging for your organization. In DLS Hosted PBX 5.7, we've implemented some small but meaningful changes to our reports section. These updates enhance your reporting capabilities and provide you with more detailed insights into your PBX usage. Change 1. Enhanced Queue Service Level Report. The Queue Service Level Report has been revamped. Now it shows percentages of answered, unanswered, and abandoned calls in separate columns, offering a clearer breakdown of service level performance. This improved format makes tracking and managing service levels for your queues easier. Change 2. User API actions in login log and change logs. We've expanded the scope of our reporting. The login log and change logs now include actions performed via the user API. This addition provides a comprehensive view of all activities, ensuring full visibility into your PBX operations. Change 3. This one is a bug fix. MMS messages from our cloud soft phone now appear correctly in the reports. Change 4. Introduction of SMS MMS detail report. We've introduced a brand new SMS MMS detail report that includes message sizes in bytes. Change 5. Renaming of the detail report. The old report containing message payload information has been renamed to Detail Report with Content. These updates to our Reports section enhance the accuracy, clarity, and depth of information at your disposal, making it easier to manage and analyze your business communications. Say goodbye to the tedious and time-consuming process of provisioning SMS and MMS services, as DLS Hosted PBX 5.7 brings you a game-changing feature, the SMS Quick Setup Wizard. Let's explore how this wizard simplifies and accelerates the setup process, making it a breeze. In previous versions, configuring SMS and MMS services involved multiple complex steps. You had to 1. Create an SMS campaign in the campaign registry. 2. Establish opt-in and opt-out lists. 3. Link the originating number to these lists for regulatory compliance. 4. Register the phone number with the campaign registry. 5. Route the number to one or more users or groups. 6. Return to the user profile to designate the phone number as the source for SMS messages originating from the extension. In version 5.7, we've introduced the SMS Quick Setup Wizard, a user-friendly tool that simplifies and streamlines the entire setup process, guiding you through every step. With this wizard, you can configure SMS for any extension from scratch within minutes. And the best part, the old steps are still available if you want to modify a specific aspect of the SMS system or set up SMS manually. So whether you prefer the traditional method or the quick and easy wizard, DLS Hosted PBX 5.7 gives you the flexibility you need to manage your SMS and MMS services effectively. The SMS Quick Setup Wizard greatly simplifies the previously cumbersome process, making SMS configuration more efficient and user-friendly. Following these steps, you can efficiently configure SMS for your chosen extension and streamline the messaging setup process. Open the SMS Setup wizard by navigating to the System menu. Choose SMS from the drop-down menu. Then, click on Quick Setup to launch the wizard. Step 2. Select Extension. In the wizard, you'll need to choose the extension for which SMS will be configured. Next, select an outbound SMS sender ID, which is, of course, a phone number. The campaign registry is an entity created by mobile network operators called MNOs. These MNOs include carriers like AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. The MNOs made the campaign registry to manage 10-digit long-code phone numbers, also called 10DLC, for application-to-person messages. Application-to-person is a bit misleading here, since the term encompasses any message from a business. The registry aims to make business SMS messaging more secure and trustworthy. This registry tracks what entities use 10DLC phone numbers and the use case for each one. The carriers wanted to consolidate this information into a singular registry to help ensure compliance with SMS laws and the new tighter rules enacted in 2019 and 2020. Congress and the FCC passed tighter regulations to protect customers from robocalls and spam texts. Plus, it made opt-outs for messaging an industry standard. Every business phone number for SMS messaging should have an associated SMS brand. Each brand may have one or more campaigns affiliated with it. In this example, we'll assume you already have an SMS brand, and we want to create a new campaign for a phone number that hasn't been configured for SMS yet and does not yet have a campaign associated with it. Fill out the form, answer the many questions the campaign registry requires, and advance to the next step. Here it is. You can now send messages from extension 202, which will originate from the phone number 571-463-1300. Incoming SMS and MMS messages sent to 571-463-1300 will also be routed to that same extension. Responding to administrator requests, we've introduced a precautionary feature. Now, every attempt to restore configuration triggers an automatic pre-restore backup. This ensures you always have the latest backup before any changes. As we wrap up our exploration of DLS Hosted PBX 5.7, let's not overlook the impactful changes beneath the surface. Behind the scenes, our team has optimized the backend for enhanced stability, addressing bugs to ensure a seamless user experience. For a deeper dive into the future, be sure to explore the DLS product development roadmap available in the support section of our website. This roadmap offers insights into the exciting innovations planned to further elevate your communication experience. Should you have any immediate questions or need assistance, our dedicated support team is ready to help. Feel free to reach out at 847-854-4799, option 1. Your success with DLS Hosted PBX is our priority, and we appreciate your trust in our commitment to delivering a top-notch communication solution. Thank you, and we look forward to the continued journey of success with DLS Hosted PBX.